My name is Trey Williams. I'm the founder and executive director of Ancora Ministries. I am a former cookie shop owner, martial arts instructor, and family and missions pastor, and I am a current connoisseur of really fun socks. Now, all of these things are wildly different, but they've all made a big integral part in who I am and in our story. At heart, I'll always be a kid's pastor, because I deeply believe that God has a plan for every child's life. And I want to do everything I can to make sure that every child has the chance to live out that plan. In fact, it was in my 10 years as a pastor that I came to realize that food insecurity was preventing that for many children in my community. In Central Texas, 23% of kids don't have enough to eat. That's roughly 96,000 school-age kids. Hunger invades everything. I want you to think about the last time you skipped lunch at work. And now imagine being an 8-year-old kid trying to learn while your stomach's rumbling every day. Hunger doesn't just hurt bodies. It steals focus and confidence. It steals hope. In late 2016, I learned about a program in another town called a weekend backpack program that sent food home with kids who didn't have enough to eat. And the idea was very simple. Enough food to get a kid through the weekend without feeling hungry, placed in a small bag that could be slipped inside their backpack at school. And I immediately thought, somebody needs to be doing that where I live. And so I waited for somebody to do that where I lived. And I waited, and I waited. And finally, I realized that maybe I was somebody who needed to be doing something. So I did. We launched in 2020 with 50 kids at one school. Very quickly, we moved from every other week to every week. And by the end of 2022, we were feeding nearly 300 kids at 13 schools. Today, we're feeding more than 1,600 kids at 52 schools in Central Texas. Each child receives 5 meals plus snacks every weekend. That's more than 8,000 meals provided every week. What started as an idea that just wouldn't go away has turned into something far more vast than I could have ever dreamed. Our program has grown more than 50% annually every year since we started. We call it Feed Kids Right Now because that's our strategy. When we hear about a need from one of our partner schools, we act and we enroll that child immediately into the program. The need is not slowing down. There are still almost 90,000 kids within our reach who don't have enough to eat. In fact, we just received requests from 2 large school districts to bring our program into all 137 of their schools, which would add up to 6,000 kids to our program. We've got the process and we've got the community trust to keep saying yes. But we're running out of space and we're running out of capacity. And so what we need to do to get from here to there is to grow our capacity. We want to keep growing, but we don't have the physical space or the financial runway to keep up. Currently, we're renting 1,700 square feet in what's basically a small house that is slated for demolition. Our lease is month to month, and we only have 60 days notice when they decide they're going to demolish to get out. So while our lease situation is tentative at this moment, we can't afford to be. To keep moving forward, the first thing we've got to do is find a new space ASAP. And our goal is to secure a 2 to 3 year lease with at least double the amount of space. Next, we have to build our capacity to buy and deliver food by purchasing a used box truck. We've outgrown the days of buying food by the carload. To keep moving forward and saying yes, we've got to buy and move food by the truckload. We're already taking steps to prepare the way, but great plans cost money. Here's what it takes. $30,000 more a year in rent to double our space and $15,000 to $20,000 for the used box truck. At our current food cost of $200 per child per year, just keeping up with our current rate of growth is going to add $160,000 to our food budget. In total, that is a $210,000 investment. And that doesn't even include these new requests from the 2 school districts I was telling you about. I think we all agree that no kid should be hungry, but it can be hard to know how to take action. In Feed Kids Right Now, we've got a scalable and effective model that offers real results. Higher attendance, improved academic performance, better behavior, and improved overall health. We're looking for people who feel a deep conviction to take action on behalf of God's kids through financial partnerships and also through warm introductions to leaders in Central Texas who also want to impact God's kids. We need to meet those people, and they need to know about us. Hunger should not be the loudest voice in a child's life. And for the 1,600 kids that we're feeding each week, we've replaced that voice with the voice of hope. Every kid deserves to have hope because their lives and their stories matter to God and to us. It's why we do what we do, and we're ready to do more of it. I'd love for you to join us. Thank you.